This is Paola D'Elia. In this episode, we'll have Paola D'Elia, who is a researcher in psychology, an evaluator for Erasmus Plus, and she's an expert in quality assurance in EU-funded projects. Someone who cares deeply about whether European projects actually change lives. In her words, a good project doesn't just look good on paper. It changes students, it changes teaching, it leaves something that lasts. She also said something I loved about this. She said, evaluation isn't just about reports and deadlines, it's a compass. It tells us where we're going and if we're really taking people with us. I like that, and I'm sure you will like the interview as well. But in this line, that's really one of the reasons why I've spent most of the last year building this AWTY index. Are we there yet? Index. I'm now publishing the green transition part of the index. I can tell you it has over 40,000 data points. So I've been busy collecting data from multiple sources, but I enjoyed it. I'm not complaining. We can see in this green transition index, some countries are getting there. Others are not even close. And the gap results, in an opportunity for your next research, your innovation, or your EU project. That's where they could make a real difference. So in this episode, we'll have opportunity to talk with Paola and have her insights on quality in European projects, and then look at the AWTY green results, who's leading, who's falling behind, and finally have a look at an open call, an EIC call, to up to 30 million euros to scale your tech, which is actually tied directly to these transitions. So stick around. This episode is full of ideas to help your next big project actually win. And please help us get a little closer to there with your projects. So I hope you enjoy the episode. Hi everyone, Fernando here. So, did you ever go on a car trip with your kids in the back seat, and from the very start they kept asking, "Are we there yet?" In Portuguese, "Estamos quase?" That's how I feel with the digital transition and the green transition and all the other transitions. We've been hearing about them for years. Politicians have been telling us all about the digital transition, the green transition, and on how much we need to invest in that. But they never tell us when are we gonna get there? Are we getting close? So are we there yet? Today I want to give you a look into a project that has been a part of my last year, an important part. It's called the AWTY, Are We There Yet Index. So I tried to measure if we are getting close. I built this because we are actually living through these transitions and three other major biggest transitions in our economies. The green transition and the digital transition, okay, but also a transition to a new globalization, a transition to a war economy, and a transition, hopefully, out of the housing crisis, hopefully. But the truth is that until now, we had no rigorous, no comparable way to track how countries are doing in these transitions. We just know they are spending a lot of money. What are the results? When are we going to get there? We didn't know, and I tried to measure who's building economies that can truly thrive in the 21st century, and who's failing behind, who's being left behind. So this week, I'll be publishing the first part of this work, the green transition, the part of the AWTY index for the green transition. It's built actually over 40,000 data points, which were carefully compiled and analyzed over the past year. So you see, I've been busy. I'm not complaining. I have a lot of fun doing this. And this tracks down how far countries have come in decarbonizing, improving efficiency, restoring natural capital, steering investment into clean tech, and the green transition. So if you've been following Paola D'Elia, the Transitions letter, my newsletter, last week, in the last week issue, I broke down the problems at the root of each of these 5 transitions, and I tried to visualize what success means in each of these transitions, what a successful transition looks like in each of the 5. And the index is built upon that idea. And now it lets us see exactly who's getting there, who's getting close, who's catching up, and who is clearly behind. For me, this is about more than just data. It's about helping researchers, innovators, policymakers, investors, myself, see where the real opportunities and where the biggest risks lie. So if you're planning an Horizon project or a new investment or some sort of innovation, this shows you where structural gaps are waiting for your solutions. And this is only the start. In the next weeks, I will release the other 4 parts of the index, which will cover the digital. Actually, this is the wrong order. They will cover first the transition to the new globalization next week, then the transition to the war economy, then the transition out of the housing crisis, and finally the digital transition. So this Friday, make sure you open Paola D'Elia, the transitions letter, and the full Green Transition Index report will drop there this Friday, and there will be data for all the country breakdowns, all the trends, all the policy lessons. Please subscribe to the newsletter. The links are in the podcast notes. And well, thank you for being part of this journey. I will love to hear your thoughts about this and how your research and innovation can plug into these global shifts, these major transitions. Actually, the data will be made available for anyone who wants to conduct different research, because this data can actually be analyzed in many different ways, as you can imagine. So drop me a comment, send a message, whatever. I'll love to hear from you. See you. Okay, so welcome back to InnovEU. Welcome, Paola D'Elia. Thank you for being here. I really want to talk to you about quality in research projects, about evaluation in EU proposals. But before that, and I also want to talk to you about the AWTY. That's something, I just use the word so that people will stay connected to find out what is AWTY. But before that, will you tell us a little bit about you? So you are where, and you are who? Why you're doing this work?
Hi everyone, thank you Fernando for inviting me here. And I'm a researcher in psychology. I have an academic background in developmental educational school cognitive psychology, and I currently work as a research fellow at the University of Foggia in southern Italy. I would say that alongside my academic role, I work also on EU funded projects in the area of school education, and I work as a proposal writer, a project manager, mainly a quality evaluator, and as a researcher, of course. And my focus is on inclusive digital education and on environmental sustainability in schools.
Those are two areas very interesting. But go on.
I don't know. I just wanted to say also that I'm also an external evaluator for the Italian National Erasmus Plus Agency for now.
Do you like what you do?
Of course, I think that's my passion. So I feel really grateful for what I do. I really love my work, my job, everything. Yeah.
Have you been doing that for long? Well, not for long because you obviously look very young, but for how long have you been doing this work?
I think I can say I've started working on European project and also research 5 years ago.
Okay. So let's get into what interests the most. What is quality? In a research project, how do you evaluate quality?
Yeah, I will focus on evaluation of the project. You know, maybe when you think about evaluation, you think about numbers, reports, deadlines, and actually that's what quality evaluation is. But I can consider evaluation more like a compass, like it tells us where we are going, but also what's important if we are taking the people with us. I mean, in new projects especially, we should see evaluation not just as a final check, but as a continuous conversation between vision and reality. I think this definition is quite beautiful,
I like
because
that.
evaluation means listening, comparing, adjusting. It's not just about waiting until the end to draw a conclusion. It's about staying connected with what's really happening all along the way.
Well, let me try to make this distinction clear. We can talk about the quality of a proposal and then the quality of the project. Most every project I know will spend some time and some resources trying to set up what we used to call quality assurance, making sure that the project is executed with quality. You are talking about the second part, the quality of the project. My question is, a good project is one that has good press or one that really gets the impact on the target groups that was supposed to get. And how do you evaluate that, the quality of the project?
In my role as a quality evaluator, I help the team to define what success really means. I mean, sometimes it's about numbers, of course, like how many teachers we trained, how many students we involved in the project. But often it's more subtle. Like we should ask ourselves: are the students really engaged? Are the students more engaged? Are the teaching practices changing? Do the small innovations last? So this, if, for example, in my latest project, Green Sesame, we designed a full quality strategy with a regular monitoring and also deep reflection. And we evaluate everything. We evaluate activities, communication, consistency, impact, and we use both indicators, of course, as numbers, and but also open feedback from the people involved within the project, like the team, but also external beneficiaries.
Well,
I don't know if.
okay, thank you. That was very interesting. But
Yeah, I
let me
think
get
that
back to the proposal. Go on.
No, I
Say.
was that I maybe it's evaluation. It's not just about finding the mistake. I mean, it's about seeing what works, what needs support, and what we can improve while the project is still alive. And we should see the evaluation like I think like a lens that helps us to see. And then when we choose the right lens, data become meaning, and meaning become actions. So in
Mhm.
this, we can see evaluation like the quiet force that helps the innovations to stay grounded and then grow. So.
Well, I can see why you like what you do. tell me one thing. How is that different from the role you play when you are an evaluator for Erasmus and you are evaluating proposals, not projects, but proposals? How is that
Well,
different?
it's a bit different because the evaluation of the project, of the implementation of the project, is a process evaluation. So you are evaluating the project during the life cycle, while the proposal is evaluating mostly, of course, the relevance, the project idea, the consistency with the EU priorities, the quality of the partnership, the feasibility of the work plan. But most importantly, when you evaluate when I evaluate a proposal, I see if the project is likely to generate a real impact on learners, on teachers, on the system itself. So this is if it can make a real change on the community. This is I mean, it's a bit different evaluation.
Sure. But let me, maybe you can clarify one doubt I had for a long time. How does the Commission evaluate the quality of the evaluations? So how does the Commission assess the work of the evaluators? You see what I mean? There is this group of people, including you, across Europe who evaluate proposals. Is there a quality system? Is there a way that the Commission uses to try to make sure that these evaluations are consistent?
I don't know. I think that there is internal evaluation within the national agency, because we are I mean, I think that that's part of the national agencies. I mean, I'm
Okay.
not sure. I don't know this.
Okay.
I think we have, of course, we applied for the position, and mm, but I think there are internal evaluation, there are lists, there are
You as an evaluator, do you get any feedback from the agency about your
of
work?
course I have a tutor on my on
Okay.
me. Yeah, I have a tutor, and yeah.
Okay.
So there is
That's
there is a someone I guess on me.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's the a mechanism for quality assurance somehow. No?
But because I've started really recently. I mean, I've started last year at the
Mhm.
end of the last year. So I'm quite new in the field of the evaluation of proposals.
Okay. But you have more experience in evaluate in the quality of projects. Do you
Yes,
have
yes.
any advice for people who are running a project? Any advice to help them ensure the quality of their project?
Um, yeah, everything that I said before. Use the of course there are so many evaluation. I mean evaluation isn't just one thing. It comes in different forms, each with a specific purpose. For example, we have the formative evaluation, we have the summative evaluation, we have the process evaluation. Maybe you who is involved in project management knows. But in complex projects, it's important to use like a mixed methods, combining data and also real experiences, because the real change isn't always visible with numbers. So you have to take a conversation continuously with people involved in the project, the team, the beneficiaries, and so this can be like a winner
Well,
formula. Then
my experience, for what is worth, my experience is that people are usually so involved in and so they have so much work in actually executing the actions that they should do in the project, that they often forget that. They often forget to get feedback. I mean, I can say this in the first person. I even forget to take pictures very often. So I see your point. Really getting feedback from the target audiences will help in the future. Well, yeah, I see your point. Let me ask you, from this experience you've been having in this field, if you could change something, one thing, only one, what would you change that you think will make it much better? Did you identify some bottleneck, thing that is clearly holding back the whole process, uh, or no?
I don't know actually, because as I said, I see the evaluation as a compass. So maybe, of course, you should start with a plan always, and then having the right tools to solve, for example, problems that are not previously taken into account. And so I think that you should be prepared to having all the tools. Um, just having a strategy that keeps you on track and on the if you, for example, don't have a tool to evaluate something, maybe be open to create a new one. And
Hmm.
it's a process that can be adjusted just to reach your destination. So maybe I don't see really an obstacle for this. Maybe the obstacle can be sometimes don't know, communication, but I mean, you can find the right strategy also for overcome this. For example, setting more meetings between the people, or I don't know. There is, you should be always open, I think, to change and to adjust. As I said, it's important to have a plan, and then also to be open to change, to evaluate, evaluate and use these the tools that you have, like a compass, and then
You touched a point that, in my experience, is really decisive, which is communication. Internal communication in the partnership
it is.
makes all the difference, and is often overlooked. But let me ask you, what is ASO we set up this in the beginning. Tell us a little bit about ASO, please.
Yeah, so Euro is yes is a leading association in Italy for professionals working on the European project management. And you know, in Europe and in Italy, I mean, since there is no an official register, an official body for this field for the professionals working in this field, ASO Euro is like an association that protects the rights of those who work in the EU projects, so the professionals, but it's also a place. I mean, it works both in protecting the rights of the professionals and in ensuring also high quality standards for the beneficiaries. So, while protecting the rights of the professionals, also it's important for safeguarding the quality of what we deliver to the people, to the community we serve. It's a place also for networking. Actually, it's important because it means to work with being part of this association means working with integrity, competence, and care within the European context. Actually, it's a place where we reflect on what it means to work with ethically and effectively within the EU context.
Mhm. I didn't know about that association. Do you know if there are any similar associations in other countries?
I don't know. I think I suppose, but I'm not sure. I
Mm.
know about the Italian one and about this association because it's the most I mean the leading one in Italy,
Mhm.
and it's also a place, for example, for learning and for work because it offers training, peer exchange, professional dialogue, and connect people across sectors and also generations. So it gives a structure, community, and voice to the professionals.
So do you advise anyone who start in Italy, in this case,
In Italy, of course, in Italy,
anyone
of
who
course,
is
to be
working,
part of this association,
join,
of course.
maybe, well, people listening in other countries, look for for similar ones in your country. I don't know. Oh, but I'm saying this, but actually, does Asoero accept only Italian professionals? I don't see any reason for that. Actually, I don't see why
Exactly.
they
Italian
wouldn't.
regulation, but I don't know. You can have a deeper conversation with the main, with the president or with the founder of the
Sure.
association to get more insights on this association.
Sure, yeah, because thinking out loud, there's no reason why they wouldn't accept professionals from other countries, but I don't know. Maybe there's a reason that I'm not aware of. So, tell us a little bit about what you want to do in the future. What kind of projects, what kind of work you want to do in the future?
For now, I would say that I would be happy to continue to do my what I'm doing. As I'm also a researcher in psychology, I also love this my commitment within the research in psychology. So I would love to continue with this, and of course, working also on European projects because it's beautiful. I have no I don't want to think too longer. um, but
You
I would love to continue to do what I'm doing because I really love what I do.
That we have a saying here in Portugal. You don't want to make too many plans for life because you can ruin the plans life has for you. That's always
Oh wow, that's
that's
beautiful.
very deep.
Yeah, so
Uh,
yeah, maybe that's that. I will take it.
okay, so Paula, before we finish, do you have any final message you want to like advise to newcomers, to people starting here, or any final message you want to close with?
Uh, I think everything has been said. Just you mean the takeaway? Yes, maybe to be careful to create a strategy for the quality evaluation of the project because it helps to make a real change for the communities when you implement the European projects.
Mhm.
So be careful with the evaluation because it's an important step within the project. So having a plan and then be open to change it and use the evaluation, all the tools, all the possible tools, indicators, of course, data, but also continuous conversation with the people, understanding their values, their motivation, their aims. Then you can have to make a change.
I would love if you would tell me what you think about the way I approach reporting. Whenever I'm involved in a project, in the end, we need to report, to write the reports, not in the end, but mostly. And I always look at that in a way, in two ways. You have to convince the national authority in case of the Erasmus projects or whatever other authority. You have to convince that you achieved the project's goals and it was a good project, but you also have to learn so that your next project will be better. So this approach, I think, makes the quality assurance two ways, with two objectives, external and internal. What do you think about that? What's the priority?
I think there's not priority. I mean, it's both of them are important evaluations. I mean, it's important to make it internal, and I don't know if I got the point.
My point is, what do you think? My question was, what do you think about this approach to reporting the project, writing the reports, trying to appease and please the external the funders, the guys who put up the money, and trying to learn internally so that your next project will be better. My question was what do you think about that, and what do you think is the most important?
Oh, okay. So I got it. I think there's not I mean, a priority, because I think that both of them are important. Yes, of course, internal evaluation is important because you learn continuously, and you will improve for the next one. And but also the external evaluation, of course, is important to have an external view, an external you know, because sometimes you need also
Other sets of eyes. Okay.
yeah, of course.
Okay, I won't torture you anymore. Thank you very much for this interview. Thank you for being with us. And I hope you don't mind we put your contacts in the notes of the podcast so that people can reach you.
Of course. I'm here.
Please email me the contacts you want to put there, because it can be anything, LinkedIn or email or whatever. And thank you very much. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Imagine scaling your innovation with up to 30 million euros in funding to make Europe less dependent on foreign tech, while securing your own slice of the market. Sounds ambitious? This is exactly what the new Horizon EIC 2025 IC Step 01 call is designed to do. This call is part of the EIC Step Scale Up initiative under Horizon Europe, aiming to accelerate strategic technologies in digital, clean and resource-efficient, and biotech sectors, strengthen Europe's industrial sovereignty by scaling up innovations that reduce dependencies, support projects that deliver market-ready solutions with the potential to disrupt global value chains. The expected outcomes are innovations that don't just stay in the lab, but reach full commercial deployment, anchoring critical tech production in the EU. Who can apply? Single startups, SMEs, and small mid-caps, up to 499 employees. Also investors applying on behalf of eligible companies, which means there's room for strategic investment plays. Eligible partnerships. You can apply alone or team up with others, but the applicant needs to be an entity eligible under Horizon Europe rules, based in EU member states or associated countries. The call supports scaling up in digital and deep tech, including AI, quantum, semiconductors, cybersecurity, 6G, robotics. Clean and net zero technologies like advanced batteries, renewables, hydrogen, biotechnologies, including those linked to critical medicines. If your innovation directly strengthens these value chains, for example by developing advanced components, machinery, or services critical to these technologies, your chances improve. Funding available? Investment component. From 10 million euros up to 30 million euros per project, focused on scaling up. Deadlines. The call is open continuously. You can apply anytime, making it ideal for companies ready to move fast. The application process is designed to be shorter and simpler, with quicker evaluations to get projects funded and moving. Think about it. While your competitors keep tinkering in the lab, you could be leveraging EU capital to capture the market, hire top talent, and scale manufacturing while shaping entire value chains in Europe. Not applying means missing out on millions in de-risked funding, watching your competitors take the lead, and the customers. Want to know if your project fits? Use tools like our EU funding call alignment checklist and proposal readiness scorecard, available through InnovEU, to assess your chances. For details, visit the official portal at https://ec.europa.eu/info/funding-tenders/opportunities/portal/screen/opportunities/topic-details/horizon-EIC-2025-ICSTEP-01. And if you want direct help, explore our Proposal Reviewer GPT or join the next Proposal Masterclass to prepare your winning application.
InnovEU, the EU Project Chronicles, is a weekly video podcast. Please subscribe to Polixoc's newsletter to receive every podcast episode. And if you like receiving it, please press like in whatever platform you are watching or listening. Also, please share InnovEU and Polixocs with anyone you feel will enjoy it. Credits: author and host Fernando C. Gaspar, music Hugo Gaspar, Lisbon, Portugal, 2024. Reach us by email or DM.